Hey, remember Bomb Jack? Well, you remember Super Jagger Bomb, the Bomb Jack ripoff that we looked at previously? Well, one of these got an amazing sequel, the other got a rubbish Famicom game. Okay, amazing's a bit of a stretch, but still. So I guess a bit of backstory is in order. I bought this Super Jagger Bomb thing on one of those eShop sales a while back, played it for a bit, whipped up a quick review thing, and I was about to throw it up here when I found out that this thing actually had a sequel that came out this year, 2025. Because I guess people like this Bomb Jack at home variant of the, Does anyone actually like Bomb Jack? I haven't heard many people talk about this one positively or otherwise, but anyway, here we are. Super Jagger Bomb 2 Go East, released in 2025 for Nintendo Switch and other platforms, courtesy of East Asia Soft Limited and Cheapy Soft Games. And to put it simply, if you like Super Jagger Bomb, here's more of the same. And a little more, but not much more. Anyway, much like Super Jagger Bomb 2 Go East places you in control of a little Bomb Jack ripoff guy, whose name I've learned is Super Jagger. Never would have guessed. And you have to collect all the bombs on screen before time runs out. As before, collecting the flashing bombs in order yields bigger bonuses. There are power-ups that will temporarily turn enemies into coins, that sort of thing. Basically, if you've played Super Jagger Bomb or its inspiration Bomb Jack, Super Jagger Bomb 2 is pretty much old hat. Now that said, there are a couple new things added into the mix. Most notably, you have a super jump that can be performed by pressing jump while holding down, which will give you the high jump of the previous game, but this will also let you smash through weak platforms, much like a fast fall will do the same. There are also additional challenges that the game will throw your way, such as forcing you to clear a stage in half the usual time limit, getting the lit bombs before they explode, and surviving a round without dying to earn an extra life, among other things. There are also additional hazards such as spots that will either freeze you for a bit or just outright kill you. The game also allows for a limited save function. Basically, after clearing a stage, you can save your progress and come back to it at a later time. You can eventually restart at higher levels after a certain point, I think every 30 levels or so, which is nice, but After every 5th round, you'll play a bonus round in which you're dropping down from the sky and you have to catch all the lit bombs in sequence. Success will reward you with a score multiplier, which is good for the leaderboards, I guess. In any event, Super Jagger Bomb 2 also offers a practice mode, so you could practice any of the game stages without fear of running out of lives or anything. And there's also a license mode, a series of 9 rounds that you have to complete in order to attain a flight license, which in turn will unlock an additional character who seems to be just a palette swap of the existing Jagger character, with no real discernible differences, which I guess makes the whole endeavor kind of pointless, but I don't know, it's something that they added in there. For the most part, gameplay remains the same as the previous game. There's a few new gimmicks to mix things up a bit, new hazards to overcome, and a couple changes to the control scheme that I found awkward at first, but other than that, it's still a largely playable little game for better or worse, and like I said, if you've enjoyed Bomb Jack or even the previous Super Jagger Bomb game, this is pretty much more the same with a couple extra bits here and there. Once again, Super Jagger Bomb 2 retains the game's previous 2.5D visuals to the point where some of the assets of that game, such as the heroes and some of the enemies, are reused here. That said, there are some new assets such as additional heroes, enemies, and things of that nature, and they look fine, I guess. You've got backgrounds that are modeled after real-life historical landmarks, and they're fine, I guess. Game runs about as well as the previous game, no real bouts of slowdown or crashes, which is nice I suppose. There's still the issue of enemies blending in with the background during night stages, but they at least tried to fix things with giving some of these enemies red lighting and such. Doesn't help much, but it's something at least. And of course, as before, Super Jagger Bomb 2's soundtrack comprises a small collection of stock-sounding pseudo 8-bit music from a stock 8-bit music collection. Nothing memorable, nothing catchy, it's just there to fill an auditory void. Sound effects are also stock sounding and minimal, whatever it exists. Incredible insight, I'm sure. Overall, if you like the first Super Jagger Bomb, or if you like the original Bomb Jack arcade game upon which this whole franchise is based upon, if you want to call it that, then Super Jagger Bomb 2 Go East is more the same, but with unlockables and a couple new gimmicks. Not much else to it. It's more the same, and for some that's enough, for others not so much. Either way, it's perfectly acceptable arcade knockoff fare, and really just kinda harmless. If you could get it for cheap, go for it, but if not, whatever. You're not gonna lose any sleep over this one.